Your mama, your daddy, your bald headed granny.
Oh my, the things that I come up on the starting line. And we're off racing. Portland always has a very good turnout, so I knew that this was going to be a good turnout. The only big surprise for me, it wasn't the same track that I raced last year, or not last year, in the spring. I watched my video, kind of plotting and scheming. Okay, I knew which jumps that I needed to work on. I wanted to push a couple things a little bit harder. And surprise, we only jumped one tabletop. I was like, whoa. We ran a tiny section of the motocross track backwards, which to me sucked. You got some, yeah, there we go. Bloop. He stopped right in front of me around the turn. I don't know if someone was in front of him, but man, all these riders are just passing me. This was pass pony down race. I was, the first time going through scoring, I was 22nd. I was like, oh my god. I think I like virtually went back in time to my first couple races whenever I sucked big time and fell all the time.
This is a horrible start.
Yeah, horrible start. I already knew at the beginning of the race I had a horrible start. I didn't know I was going to have a horrible race in general. I mean, I was excited all week long. Oh, I can't wait for Portland. I'm 8th in the points. If I can finish halfway decent, then I'm going to be able to hold on to the 8th place. Hey, first year racing, 8th place in the C class for overall. I was excited. I really wasn't expecting to be, where I'm at right now, but, I've improved a tiny bit throughout the year and had fun doing it. But, oh my gosh. Portland threw a curveball at me. I mean, I don't know. I was just off my A game, like, big time. I know I was pushing it a little bit hard because I got the horrible start. So you're seeing right here, me pushing it faster than I normally will push it. I mean, I was screaming on the gas, getting on the brakes hard. I was getting on the brakes so hard with the front and the back brake that I could feel my back end lifting up and down, up and down. And boy, you're just gonna have to watch this footage because for a end of the season grand finale race, I did horrible. I can't even believe how bad I did. So let's get on with the racing. This guy in the Husky in front of me, I think this is him. Oh my god, that thing kept throwing mud and dirt and everything at me. This race, I got more mud, more dust, more dirt in my mouth than probably the whole series combined. I don't know what it was. I was just in a bad spot all of the time. It didn't rain for 8 days, so it was dry. They did wet down the track. That was good. So I got shot with dry dirt, wet dirt, dusty dirt, everything. Oh, there you go. Yep, see? Just got splashed. I don't know, man. He's got some mudslinging tires on that thing. So, trust me, I am doing my best to try getting away from him because he comes out of that turn, that 4-stroke goes, shoots me. And my bike needs the top end, but I am out here to kill it. I am not holding nothing back for that thing. Oh, ride it down. Ride it down. Taking the wide turn. Just trying to get something around him. But I think I ended up taking a quick turn to finally get away from his wrath of shooting me. Yeah, I can't believe the season is over. This is the last race of the District 14. But for anyone interested, I am going to be doing the race on the 22nd, the Sprint Enduro. So You know, hey, I'm not ready for the season to end yet. Even though I know I need to do the top end on the bike, I'm sure I can squeeze in one more race on it. I hope I can. Because I'm certainly not going to go do a sprint enduro with one of my other bikes with no recluse in it, and a bike that I'm not as, like comfortable on, because I've raced this one the whole season. So, yep, still getting stuff thrown at me. This whole season, pretty much, basically, I have beat my brother, in the finishes, and beat our buddy Steve, Mr. Steve Buzzard, 217, and Steve's been, I'm gonna get Jeff, and I'm like, yeah, I've always been a good couple spots ahead of him, and was able to keep my momentum going for a longer period of time. Steve's quick. Oh, here we go. Look at. Whoops. Oh, geez. Sorry. Did I accidentally do that? I had to get away from him, man. He was shooting me. So, anyways, I thought, oh man, I got this season made. Steve ain't gonna get me. Jimmy ain't gonna get me. I know they have it out for me. I'm like a target. This race, Jimmy got 13th place, which he actually had a really, really good start. Was holding it for a little bit, and then finally, the faster riders make their way past you. But so he got 13th. Oh boy, I had some notes. I got 17th. Steve. Oh, here we go. All right, let me go look. Oh gosh, this little thing in my phone. All right, so our buddy Brian 963. He got 6th place. That's very, very good. Buddy Paul, he got 8th place. Good job, Paul. Number 371. And then, so anyways, 002, Stanko, he got 12th. My brother got 13th. 420, Mr. James Carroll. And Steve got 16th, number 217. And I got 17th. Out of our group of people that we ride with and kind of hung out throughout the season, I did the worst. And it's just like, how does this happen? I don't know. I didn't change anything on the bike, and I thought I fixed the problem with the front end sliding out. I was looking at the KTM manual and went through, and I wanted to see how many turns of spring pressure I had, because this has a adjustable top piece that allows you to adjust spring pressure. So I backed it all the way out, how you're supposed to, kind of seeing where I was at, and I was at 1. The manual, or 1 turn, 1 full turn. The manual calls for 2 full turns, and I was like, oh, you know what? That kind of makes sense. I'm coming into the turn, it's dipping down a little bit, whatever. So the last couple races, no problems at all. I thought, dang, I fixed it. I can't believe this whole season almost went through, and I was fighting that problem, and, I finally fixed it. Well, yeah, so I thought I fixed it. This was like one of those tracks where, I don't know, man, it's hard dirt, and it just slipped out, or what, but, you'll see. That's all I gotta say. I'm talking. Here we go.
Crack on. Super small.
Blah, blah, blah. You hear something. This is what happens when something. I get to make fun of my own self in here. So this is like the first full lap right here, and I'm pushing. I want to get up to our pack of people. Hey, there's is it 72K? Back up in front of me again. KTM with the blue hubs. His mama's bike. That's an inside joke. Anyways, so look at that. I'm making some passes. I finally feel like I'm doing decent, and then bleh, snowball effect goes into effect.
Hey, my buddy on KTM with the blue hub.
I did like we had to go up a tabletop, like from the sides, and they made it pretty steep. but it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't challenging. I just hit the gas, went up, and made sure I didn't hit the gas too much on top to go off. Just had to lean that butt really far back so you could let the front end go down. And it was cool. You went up, went on top of the tabletop, went down, did a quick hard U-turn, went back up, went back down. So that was something that I had done for the first time this race, or this season. So I thought that was pretty cool. I really wish they would have left the track how it was from the first time around. I'm not sure why they didn't put more of the motocross in there. I was really looking forward to that. You know, I've been trying to get some jumps in and everything, so I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna hit it hard. Oh, here we go, I made the pass. Yay! We were battling out the last race, man. I was trying to get around, I couldn't get around. So you hear that bike screaming, even with that little scooter pipe on there, you can hear this bad boy coming. Watch out for the red rock. Woo. Now they did, last time we did go through a cornfield, and we didn't go through it this time, so I figured that some of that extra stuff we were doing, a lot of, you know, back and forth, was making up for the cornfield that we went in the last time. And I do like these fast sections. They started getting a little whoopy, but I was pushing it. I think when I was editing this video, I get up to like 47 miles per hour out here. 46. That's moving pretty good. Just figuring out the course. Cutting that corner. It was super soupy. So here is the backwards motocross section, which I really wish we were, you know, doing normal. But here we go. Slow down. It does not look like it's steep at all on the video, but when you are on top of the jump face, going down onto the jump face, it really looked like it was, you know, going in. Oh, whoa. No, look at that. I almost took out that barrel. Well, the barrel that was down and already squished. But when I'm going up there, you're going up onto a jump, and then next thing you know, you're making they want you to make a left before you can even see the left, you know, so I totally overshot that. I was coming in with some speed, and I was like, whoa, and I remember thinking, dang, I'm glad I did not go and hit that barrel and just like tumble or something. It was, you know, it was folded down, but the back end was still straight, and I don't know. You can pause the video if you want. And here we go. Yep, make a little squeeze, look at that. For 17th position, man, if I would have rode like this the whole race and been consistent, I bet I at least would have been up there with Brian, you know, like 10th or better. And to hold on to that 8th place position for the year, I would have had to have done something like that, I believe. So I'm not sure if Brian's going to sneak up into the 8th, or if, depending how the points fall out. I forget how many points he was behind me, but there was like 4 of us that was within 8th place points. Even though I was 8th place, they were only at like 1 to 3 points behind me. And 17th, I'll be lucky if I get like 1 point, while Brian might get like 10 points, or, you know, even better. So congratulations to whoever gets that 8th place spot, because I was trying. I really was. I thought, oh man, maybe that's what it is. The whole race, I really wasn't paying attention to the points. I was just going out to have fun and race, and I don't know what it was with this race. I just was off. I mean, like big time off. I saved all the good footage for like a little mini something coming up. So we're just going to have to wait and figure it out. We did the elections today. There's going to be some changes in the ranks. I don't think I'm going to really see much of that, but, you know, maybe in the future. Hey, there's Brian. Look at that. Right behind Brian. He said he was pushing it hard today. He was riding like an animal. So
I got Brian, 963 in front of me.
Brian's YouTube page is Crash Space 963. is always nice making a move whenever someone kind of makes a tiny little mistake. They get a little bit screwy for a second, you're still going straight and good, and you can just zoom right on by them. I guess I'll give you a heads up. I don't know what happened, but sometime through this video, my camera gets hit and it is facing down at my handlebars and my gas tank. And I'm just like, oh man, are you kidding me? Out of all the things that get messed up with this and that, you just gotta add the camera on top of it. So I'm kind of happy that some of this footage didn't get messed up, because this is almost, you know, coming up on a full lap, so that's kind of cool. Some of the other highlights of things, even though you can't see forward as much, you can still see what's going on. So I didn't bore you to death with a lot of these scenes where you can't see what's going on, but you'll see. There was almost like virtually no mud here. Well, I heard it didn't rain for like 8 days, so I guess that would be why. But I guess that's kind of good. A little dust control is decent. No one wants super deep mud though, and I'm kind of glad that the last race wasn't a mud fest. This was a little bit tacky here. Not bad though. The enduro section, we ran that backwards also. Today was just a backwards day. I was a little skeptical about doing it backwards because I did not get up to the enduro section to see how everything was falling. Because I remember before, whenever I ran it, you know, like the front side had a little bit of dirt up to it, and the back side was kind of a drop off. So I'm thinking, okay, log crossing on a enduro section, doing it backwards where the backside is normally a drop off. Okay, that means I gotta press it kind of halfway extra hard to get up it. So I did okay through it. Not too. Whoa! I got a little funny there. That looks like Brian got off the track too. There was a like a deep work kind of thing. All right, see, he went off to the left of the enduro section. I took the right and did the bypass and didn't even realize I was taking the bypass. Now, if that guy goes left and just busts straight right through there, he's basically exiting it right about here. And you're about to see, we're coming all this way. Now we're going back, doing a U-turn. So if you can make it through the enduro section, and you could practically even do a small fall, pick up the bike, and still make it out quicker than what we just did on the bypass. Which, that's how it should be. If you're going to take the easy way out... Oh, that hurt. It popped something in my side.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
And I am here. Help me. This is my Twilight Zone of death today. I just fell over the bike again. I finished the race, and I said, I feel like I was in the Twilight Zone today. I was just so off, and there was just so little stupid things. Look at that. Just, I mean, got caught in the rut, went down. It just was Crazy! So we're back. That was my little Twilight Zone skit. Almost made that tabletop. That was a good jump face. The first time I hit it, I was like going, and I was like, dang, this thing really threw me far. I was hitting the speed I normally hit at some other tracks, and they didn't seem to throw me as far, but this one definitely was fun. There was another guy, don't even know who it was, but here I am just aiming for the backside of the jump, and there was another little like kind of baby triple kind of thing, I don't know, or double. There's like another bump after the bump. Oh, 2 riders down on the enduro. Yes. It did. But don't worry. We're coming back. I don't feel like moving these clips. We're going to come back in maybe a 3, 2, 1. Aha. Back through scoring. Going slow out of scoring. Golly. Why do I even have this video clip in here?
What am I doing out here?
What am I...
Right, Travis?
Oh, there's Travis.
Yep. Yeah.
I think he has some brake problems or something, which Aaron Cook has some weird brake problems on his bike. I'm not sure if it's just like a bleeding problem, you know, or whatever, but we're coming up to enduro course, which wasn't bad. No, the tires. Gonna cut a little. Look at that. Straight up on the, I don't know, what's that, 5x5? Back to scoring. I'm really doing the quick edit through here. But look at the video. You're looking down at my pony down sticker. Handlebars.
No, you get free pass.
Wow. Bloop. That little edit didn't make it into the Twilight Zone. Should have. Didn't have to add every clip in there, I guess. And let's see, it's I forget her name, but it's one of our girl C-class riders. I've seen her at a lot of different races. Never spoke with her, but she's out there holding her own. That's for sure. I think I'd rather have more people in my class to do race against, but you know, it is what it is. You can't force other people to come out, but hey, I certainly like to get more women into the races and get them out doing things. Oh, I tripped on a rock, went down on a rock. I got a rock in my butt.
Not for lack of trying.
I was certainly trying, that's for sure. Oh man, a bike went flying off a berm, 10 feet up in the air, landed down on the track below. I'm like, thank God that thing didn't come flying to me. Old boy right there just busted me in the boot. But since I reviewed the footage, I see, you know, what happened. He got on the gas and the back end just kind of kicked out and ended up getting me. I, you know, had my foot down a little bit on the left-hand turn and got me. Oh, bike screaming. Where are we going? No. Oh, a little bit of a hit. I think it actually helped the camera a tiny bit. Maybe. I remember towards the end of the video. Oh, another jump. We're just a jumping machine. I guess we were going to go to Portland, I think it was like last week or the week before, and go do some practicing for this big race coming up. I mean, it would have been fun, but boy, it would have been a waste of time. There's a log down there. There's like a piece like, round like a camp log, and I tried avoiding it. Didn't happen. So here we are. Imagine this in your head. I am right to the end of the race. I'm slowing down for the little turns. All of a sudden, blog. I'm like, what the hell is going on? My bike dies 10 feet from the checkered flag going through, gonna get scored area. I push my bike through and end up finishing the race that way. Luckily, there's someone who took a photo for me, sent it over to me, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. I'm going to put it into the video. So you can see the official scoring stuff, some pictures of the crew. There was 002. What was that? Steve, my brother Jim, and your boy, Pony Down. All right, guys, it's the end of the season. I'm still going to be getting some videos out to you. Might not be as many racing ones. I'm going to have to come up with some creative things to do. I guess I do have a bike to work on, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, guys, over and out. Auf Wiedersehen.